This is Mark Strassman, reporter with Etopia Media. We're about to speak to Scott Lomond, who's the Executive Vice President at SightSpeed in Berkeley, California. Welcome to Etopia Media's entertainment technology world.
Nice being here, Mark.
Good. Tell us what you do as Executive VP there at SightSpeed.
Well, we're a small company, and as a technology startup, we share a lot of hats, but generally I do most of the business development work and a lot of the sales work as well.
Okay, good. And give us the TV Guide entry about SightSpeed. What's its mission? What's it trying to do?
Well, we like to say that SightSpeed turns your PC or Mac into a video phone, and that's really what we're all about. We feel that there are lots of folks who now have powerful enough computers and fast enough connections that they can really take advantage of new technologies to bring them closer to family and friends. And that's what we're trying to do, be the best at providing that service.
Okay, and speaking of the latest, you've just released the 4.0 version of SightSpeed. How did that differ from 3.0, and what are its main advantages?
That's right. We did just release 4.0 about a month ago. One of the benefits of being a direct-to-consumer business is that we get quite a bit of feedback from our loyal users. So we can look a lot smarter than we actually are if we roll out these new features. One of the things we heard about was that people wanted a unified console UI instead of what we had in the past, which was little pieces that would sort of float around your desktop and sometimes get lost. So we've unified the UI in a nice, intuitive, single-piece console.
Yeah, let me just say, from my point of view, I'm looking at it here, and there's an audio slider on the left. I can mute the microphone. I can put my little picture on or not, pause the video apparently, do other things. And on the right hand is a list in either with picture mode or list mode showing who my contacts are with little dots, green meaning I can call them, red meaning they're in a conversation. I don't know what yellow means. And it's on there. And with a text box underneath for text chat and everything I need to know. And then across the top, home, video mail, multi-party, my account, and phone book to manage everything. So it's all in one place, and it's very efficient.
That's right, and that's what we were going for, was something that was very much designed with usability in mind. And depending on what mode you're in, only the features that you need are nearby you. So it's a lot like driving your car and changing your stereo channels with your thumbs on your steering wheel. We're trying to keep things close and easy.
Right. Okay.
We also put in echo suppression. So one of the big issues that has plagued services like ours in the past has been that a lot of people don't like to use a PC phone handset like this or a headset like I see Mark using. So we built in some software-based learning algorithms that can help suppress the echo to allow you to run without a device like this, just using the onboard laptop, say, microphone that you have.
Okay.
The other things that are in it are we have some new customers in Asia now, and we've been looking for a good point in time to go for a double byte internationalization rollout, and so we folded that into the 4.0 release. And then we've also improved the overall quality.
Tell us what a double byte and internationalization means.
The ability, in a nutshell, to carry Japanese or Chinese characters, for example, non-European Latin-based character sets.
In the text chat part.
Oh, and in the phone book as well.
Oh, okay.
And all of the controls that are around you, all of those tabs will now be able to be displayed in Japanese or Chinese, for example.
Okay, so that increases your possible market by about 1.4 billion people, doesn't it?
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
Well, that's good. Okay, and what about the overall video quality or other enhancements?
Yes, we've continued to make headway in improving the way we can compress and decompress the video. We're able to take advantage now of things that continue to get better in the environment, such as processor power and bandwidth, quality of service. So we're able to deliver a higher quality, clearer video image over the same bandwidth than we were in the past, and we anticipate that that'll just continue to get better over time.
Okay, now I don't know if this is a silly question at this point, but I'm on a desktop system here in Studio City. You're in a desktop system, in Berkeley. Does SightSpeed doesn't care if you're on a laptop, does it?
Actually, I'm running a laptop right now.
There you go. We've proven one picture.
Yeah, and I travel around a bit as a business development person, and probably my favorite use case for SightSpeed is to pull into my local Starbucks if I'm on the road, and I have a T-Mobile account, plug in, and I talk to my kids. So
now I want to push this a little further. Laptops have S-video out jacks, don't they?
Oh, you're starting to push the business guy.
Yeah. Well, I talked to someone at the UCLA computer store over the weekend, and apparently you can take a cable out of an S-video output from a laptop and hook it up to a television set.
That's right.
So when the kids are watching you, they can watch you there right on the TV.
Well, yes, if you're sufficiently technical to hook that up.
Yes, okay.
And there's a lot of interest in the industry right now to look at what's called a 10-foot interface. Being able to sit on your couch and perform video conferences with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and colleagues.
How does SightSpeed fit into that?
Well, right now we do not. We are looking at how to do that in conjunction with partners. We have focused on being the best at delivering video through computers.
Right.
But it won't be too long until I think you'll see some very good offerings on the market that can do that.
Okay, good. I wanted to talk about Intel, the company that makes the chips, at least I'm using, maybe you are too, to do this, and what kind of strategic or other relationships with Intel SightSpeed is entering into or getting involved with at the present time?
Well, Intel actually found us about a year and a half ago, and they have a team that looks around for high-performance software that can take advantage of the processing power that they continue to improve in their devices. And this is a demo team that puts on fairly exciting cutting-edge demonstrations for trade shows, press events, and alike. They've been sort of waiting around for someone to offer a simple, downloadable video conferencing solution like ours. And when they found it, they gave us a call. Since then, we've continued to work with them and be exposed to more people within the organization. And what that has resulted in are a couple of programs, some of which I can talk about and some of which aren't yet announced. But one of those is that we are going to be on a CD. Oh, if I stretch up here, you can see everybody gets these kind of flyers in your newspaper on Sundays.
Right.
And the major retailers that are going to be carrying this, the first one of which is Micro Center, will issue a CD with every sale of a Centrino laptop.
Right.
And that CD will have several offers on it from Intel partners. We're one of those offers. So we're very excited about it. We're the video communications component of a 4 or 5 offer CD. Very exciting.
So that's a good place to be.
Yes, it is. And, Intel is doing this to give people more value when they walk out of there with that new laptop. Here's some price or feature advantaged deals that Intel have put together for you so you get the most out of that laptop, and we're happy to be a part of that.
All right, good. Maybe later when you can talk about other relationship aspects, we'll talk about them.
Yes, very good.
Okay, let's focus on your focus as a consumer-oriented company rather than a business or enterprise company. Why did you decide to do that? What kind of things do you do as part of that? And how does that benefit you, and how does it benefit the consumers?
Very good question. We started out life as a typical schizophrenic startup trying to chase every rabbit in the field. Shortly after I got here, we did a study of who exactly is using SightSpeed, and a pretty comprehensive survey, several thousand respondents. What we found was that more than 70% of our use was people using it to talk to friends or family who live far away. This was a consumer usage model, and being small, we decided we could only focus on one thing and do it really well. And if we had marketed to business users but were getting more traction in consumers, then that was going to be where we were going to look to spend some real effort.
Okay.
what that meant is that we carved out a lot of the features that are business oriented. So we used to do some things that are more attuned to collaboration, if you will, or two business people working together on a presentation or on a conference. I don't need to share PowerPoint with my mom and my sister when I talk to them back in Indiana, right? So we really focus on making the interface as simple as possible and only containing the feature set that matters to personal communications.
Okay, and all right. Say a little bit about voice only. Before we go off of that, I wanted to ask you, make the case for SightSpeed as opposed to dedicated video phones that work by themselves, standalone video phones that plug into the phone line. Let's not mention their names.
Motorola has one out now, I think. And
okay. And I
a
think
couple others. I know what you're talking about. So my theory on those is that interesting idea. They are expensive. I don't know if you've priced them out, but you have to spend a couple $100 per endpoint, and then you can only call other people with video who also have that. So you're looking at doubling that system-wide cost for the consumers. I think that's a big problem for those devices. When you contrast that sort of an adoption model with the fact that there are millions and millions of computers out there, then that for maybe $50 you can get a high-quality webcam, and for $5 a month you can get SightSpeed. It strikes me that, and the performance, I should say, is better because the processors are so much more powerful on this laptop. Then I think you have to scratch your head and wonder how those guys are really going to get a lot of traction.
Okay. We've been talking about the video conferencing function of SightSpeed, but you can also do video mail. Say a little bit about that and how that adds value to the whole proposition and what people can use that for.
Good question. Video mail was one of our most requested features from our users, and it really works two ways. So if I call you, Mark, and you're not there, or if I see you're busy but I really have to get a message to you, I can go ahead and click on your icon, and it'll say, hey, Mark's busy or away. Do you want to leave him a message? When you log back in or become free, you can play that back and see what I had to say. So it gives me what we call an asynchronous usage model, where I don't have to be able to talk to you in real time to get you a message. That can be quite impactful because it's video and voice. The other way it works is that I can send a recorded video mail to anyone on the internet who has an email address that I know. So I just create the little clip, upload it to our server, send out a link to that person's email address. When they open that email, they can click the link and download the file. So,
can you send that to a mailing list as well as an individual?
Yes, and we have a couple of companies who've used it to send it out to their key customers, if you will, and they found the open rates to be much more attractive than with normal mailing list execution. Okay,
good. We talked about dedicated video phones. What about other voice-over IP applications? There's obviously a voice-over IP application built into this. What about companies that offer just voice-over IP? What are the business propositions with them versus SightSpeed, and how do you relate as competitors or otherwise to those companies that offer that voice-over IP option without video?
That's a very interesting question right now. The adoption of voice-over IP services has just been, eye-popping in the last several quarters by consumers. Largely, we feel it is because there are now very high-quality and viable options for doing something that you do today, but doing it a lot more cheaply. In the case of someone like Skype, for example, you can do for two euro pennies a minute what may cost you 5-10 times that through traditional means. SightSpeed's usage, the reason people use SightSpeed is different. So you're not trying to do something that you already do more cheaply. You're trying to do something that you can't do, which is, I really want to see my family member or my good buddy from college, but he lives in Florida and I live in California. That's something you would you're feeling a different emotional pull to use that service, then I'm looking for a good way to do some cost savings here. So we feel pretty insulated from, the price motivation. Now, if some of these voice over IP providers decide to get into video, then that will be a different story. But then I think they're going to wrestle with issues of quality that we've largely solved. So we'll have that much of a head start on them, we feel.
Okay, good. There's an organization called GMO. Tell us what it is and what it means for SightSpeed.
GMO is very exciting. It's Global Media Online, although they've recently or are about to change their name to GMO Internet. They are the second most trafficked portal family in Japan. They have become a SightSpeed partner and will be marketing and distributing SightSpeed to their customers in Japan. They have multiple portals and outlets on the Internet in Japan. They're helping us tremendously with our localization efforts in Japan. They're performing customer service in Japanese for Japanese consumers. So very, very positive partnership with that group, and we're very excited about what that means for the business.
Okay, give us as much as you want, sort of a preview about what new and existing SightSpeed users can expect in the next, say, 3 months, and maybe the longer term, if you have anything you want to say about that.
Well, in the next 3 months, we don't have any major releases planned. We are going to continue to iterate on some of the things we can do to 4.0 to make it, constantly tweak it and make it better. I think when you look into the back end of this year, you'll see SightSpeed roll out some different usage modes. So we know that people are beginning to use their computers now to do different types of communications depending on the situation. So it might be text if I'm just tapping out a quick message, or it might be video if I want to have a very in-depth conversation with someone. It may also be just voice. So I think you'll see SightSpeed start to think about the different modes of using your computer and adding that type of functionality to the UI so that you can use it to do whatever you want that fits the situation, the best.
Okay. 2 last questions. With all of this going on, you've got Intel, you've got GMO in Japan, you're bilingual now in Chinese and Japanese. If there's an investor out there watching this, he says, this looks like a good opportunity. Are you publicly traded yet, or what's the story on that?
We are a privately held company.
Okay. All right.
Yes, we're not publicly traded.
Okay. The last question is how are people who are seeing this but don't yet have SightSpeed, how can they download it and get involved? And what kind of the starter level they get involved at? And tell us a little bit about pricing if you want, and what the different programs
Certainly. SightSpeed's free to download. It's client software. It's about 4 megs. You can download it from our website at www.sightspeed.com. We have a service plan system that you sign up for then based on what you need. We have a free plan that's an introductory plan to check it out. We have a first level premium plan at $5 a month or $50 a year if you want to pay in advance. You can get a couple months for free. And then we have a premium plan at $14.95 a month or $149.50 a year. And that's really targeting more the small business person who may want to do things like multi-party conferencing, or the blogger who wants to have his video blog saved for the life of his subscription.
Okay. And again, people can just download it from www.sightspeed.com. That's SightSpeed.com. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, good. I want to thank you very much for talking to us and appearing.
Thank you.
Appearing today, and we'll look forward to further developments as time goes on.
My pleasure. It's been great being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.